Hello, welcome to Mid-Atlantic Weather. This is a discussion. I'm hoping to do more of these, and I'm probably not as many posts this fall just because I don't have enough time. And I tend to be able to ramble on in these discussions. There's a lot going on, and I think it's important that we talk about some of these things. First off, I'd like to say that I have enjoyed the last couple of days of weather. It's been amazing, but it's short-lived. This high pressure, as you can see here on the map as we kind of move forward here in time, is moving off the East Coast, and we're getting a building ridge here in the southeast. It is so important based on what's going on in the weather and the tropics that it's good to kind of link them together to understand. But what this is going to do is we're going to get a return flow or a southerly flow of air with humidity, and guess what? That just means the heat's going to go up, and by Friday we can see highs in the mid, even upper 90s for part of the region. Again, the humidity is up there, heat indexes into the hundreds again, and 90 or around 90 for the next several days after that. So enjoy today. I think it's the last of the cooler days. We'll see a tick up in heat and humidity tomorrow and a higher one on Friday. So enjoy it while you can. And what we're going to see here and the progression of these maps is this front that's coming through. And hey, we just got to do a big heads up in Wisconsin and just talk about how bad it's been out there. I feel bad for a lot of people. There's been serious flooding there, very flash flood emergency situations going on where rivers and streams and creeks and stuff have risen as much as 10 feet in like no time flat. So keep them in your prayers as we think of Louisiana and all its floods. There's some other areas getting hit by some pretty bad storms, including, if I'm not mistaken, Omaha, Nebraska had a 96 mile per hour wind gust yesterday in a thunderstorm. So pretty crazy. So anyway, what we're going to see here is this progression of this front as it moves eastward. Sorry for the scrolling, not intentional. Again, just getting some convection. This is going to slowly come east. We see a trough here east of the mountains. So we think on Friday that maybe there could be some convection, some scattered showers and thunderstorms as this continues to approach. See the front continuing to march eastward and, giving us another chance of storms. But again, just the heat and humidity is going to be pumping by this point in time. So what you do see here is this high pressure system, and this is so important. As I mentioned, this is southeast ridge of high pressure, and it is a block or like a road, a wall, or whatever you want to call it, for anything that could be going on tropic wise, as we see a potential disturbance approaching the southeastern part of the United States in the longer term. So speaking of that, let me flip over to those charts. So here we are on day 3, and what you're seeing this little low here off the southeast U.S. It's really hard to tell where this low is going to be. Is it going to be further south? Is it going to be further north? Most likely, if anything, I think it would be a little further south than this. This is 99L. The National Hurricane Center talks about different disturbances, and it's named this 99L. And it could form into a tropical depression within the next day or two. As a matter of fact, it's gotten up to a higher probability that there would be a tropical depression at least forming within the next 48 hours. So we need to be on the lookout for this. In the longer term, it could affect us, but I'm really, really concerned for Florida and then especially the Gulf Coast region. This has the potential to be just catastrophic if it is able to get its act together and truly become a storm. And that's what a lot of hype in hearing that you're gonna talk about. It's not all hype. With a strong ridge here in the southeast and kind of a block, you get the chance that on the southern side that you get an explosive development of a hurricane or a tropical system. So we need to definitely watch this. So if we go forward in time, they're showing this low coming into southern Florida. Very reminiscent in my mind of where Hurricane Andrew came on shore. I'm not saying this is going to be as strong as Andrew at this point in time by any means, but a tropical system coming into Florida is important for people to know. Florida has been very much spared from tropical systems for quite a while. You see us, there's this front kind of straggling along here in this high to the north. We can get some of this cooler air in here, that'd be great, but in general, it seems like we're riding on or south of that if you're in the Virginia and the North Carolina area. If you're in Pennsylvania north, maybe you're going to see some cooler air because this is going to be able to potentially even drive a little bit of a wedge down east of the mountains, which cooler air wedges in summer are great. So it's something to watch and note. But again, we just have this high or this strengthening ridge here in the southeast that we need to watch, and it's going to continue to keep us warm as well. So now we're out at today 5, and this low is showing this going into the Gulf of Mexico. And now we have this ridge really building in and enforcement over the mid-Atlantic. This ridge that you're seeing, this high pressure, which is called a high pressure ridge, should continue to block things to the south. We do have a dying front here, which could cause a weakness along the Gulf of Mexico. We got a low coming into the Gulf, and the Gulf is just primed. I mean, it is so hot. Temperatures up to 90 degrees in a lot of places. So that low goes into the Gulf, and the question is, where does it go from here? If it is held together, and if it is a strong system, I suspect it would explode in the Gulf of Mexico to become a catastrophic hurricane. Where it hits is very questionable. If we continue to get this ridging and this building of the highs to the north, you're going to see it go further and further west. And some of the latest models do hint that it's going to come on shore somewhere in here. The models, yes, have spanned anywhere from the Florida Panhandle. Yesterday, it was showing Louisiana hit, which would just been terrible coming up the Appalachian Mountains. And then today, it was more of a hit in here. And I'm looking at the ensembles, the runs of the different models that are running that were showing this. And so on day 7, a lot of uncertainty in the Gulf, but you see where they were forecasting this to come on shore in a terribly devastating area. Obviously, in my mind, thinking back to Katrina size times, here's this frontal system that's dying out. You can see it merging down the road and potentially a track up into the southeastern United States. But I think this may be shoved further west. It's hard to say at this point in time. But you're going to just hear so much about this. And I would just say, keep your prayers down there. Everyone needs to stay alert. And we just need to know there's a potential for a catastrophic situation if this low pressure system becomes a strong tropical system. And my hope is it does not. With this front sagging over Virginia, there's a chance here within early next week that we do see some showers and thunderstorms. But in general, it's staying mild. I should say above normal in temperatures, around 90 degrees, starting tomorrow and then just lasting into next week. The only relief would be coming from thunderstorms. And in general, in my thinking, the next 2 weeks just continue to be this warmer than normal pattern, and that may continue right into the fall. I expected the rest of the summer to be pretty hot. We've had a few breaks, including this one, that have been great. But I think in general, the trend has continued to be above normal in temperatures. The only thing I was way wrong on is that we've been way above normal in rain, which, not way above normal, I should say above normal in rain, which has been helpful to keep us from drought situations, and I'm really wrong there. It looks like wetness is going to continue even into the long-term forecast. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update there, kind of mention my opinions on the tropics, and also just mention that we're kind of in a hot pattern with afternoon showers and thunderstorms possible as early as Friday, seeing that possibility. It could be pretty dry this weekend, but then we get a return with a frontal system kind of hung up in the region. Just a lot of moisture, chances for afternoon showers and thunderstorms, and highs around 90. All right, I'll talk to you soon.